So you're a broker and you just got a call from a client that wants you to monetize a banking instrument like a stamp letter of credit. How do you complete a profitable transactions for yourself, validate the players, and make sure you make money fast? You've got to watch this. I'm Taimour Zaman from LanaCredit.ai. My organization is a world-class leader in 3 categories: project financing around the world through a program called Rent a Rich Uncle, monetizing banking instruments, stamp letters of credit, documented letters of credit, just various different assets as well. And the third one is we assist companies and individuals in an area called private placement programs, where we get former FBI, CIA agents doing forensic background checking, as well as offer a diversification program to our clients for participating in what's called PPP/trade program. One common question I get from brokers is they just receive a banking instrument and they want to know if they can monetize it, what's the best process to monetize it, who to go to, and so on. And I thought in this video I'm going to share with you my years of experience in doing this correctly. So the first thing you want to know is there's a lot of fraud going on in this industry, and I think that's just pretty much everybody knows that. Anybody that asks for upfront fee, I think is somebody that you don't turn around walk, you turn around and run. And then the third thing I want to tell you is about you, the broker. There's 3 types of brokers that I'm aware of in all my decades of experience with working with brokers. Broker category 1 are brokers that play a game called I'm here to play to win. I have a few of them. They working with us, they make over $10 million in less than 100 days. Really, they do. The category 2 brokers they play a different game. They play a game called I'm here to play a game called I don't want to lose. And then the third type are brokers that play a game called I'm here to lose. Those are the 3 types. So the first thing you want to do when a client approaches you is you want to be crystal clear which type of broker are you, because your attitude and how you play the game makes a significant difference to you completing a transaction correctly and profitably, or chasing a rainbow that never sees a financial fruition. So when you've got a client that now wants to monetize a banking instrument, there are a couple of things you want to ask of them. And this comes from brokers that we work with that truly make over $10 million working with us in less than 100 days. The one thing that brokers that play a game called I'm here to win do, that all others don't do, is to qualify the prospect. Truly, they spend a lot of time paying close attention, asking specific questions from the client to qualify them, to see if the client they're going to work with is real or not. So if somebody calls me and says, hey Tim, I have a banking instrument I want to monetize from you, here are the questions that you want to ask for. The first question that does not hurt you to ask, especially if you're new to the industry, is why choose me? Why are you calling me? And you really want to get to a source of why they're calling you. One of the questions that I ask them is, can I get exclusivity from you for 20 days? Now I have a scorecard when I'm asking clients questions, so that I know if these are people I want to work with or not. If the client says, no, I don't want to give you exclusivity, there's a high probability that that client is working with other providers, which is awesome. I just don't want to waste my time working with a client that's working with other providers. That's a personal choice for me. A lot of brokers don't have any they don't have any way to qualify clients. So they spend years of their life chasing rainbows and praying and hoping. I think there's more on the praying side for sure, that they complete a transaction and make pennies, seriously pennies, after the amount of hours they've spent on a transaction, hoping they can make some money out of it. So qualifying is really key. Ask clients like, why you choose us? What are you doing to solve your problem? What have you done to solve this problem? Can I get exclusivity? Here are fees. I tell them what the procedure is. I tell them what the road ahead will look like. and I ask them if at the end of that, if they want to, do a transaction with us. I like to charge client a fee for my time. It's not necessarily an upfront fee, but a fee for my time. And this is some of the things I do to make sure that I don't work on what I call junk leads. It's just my particular funnel, and it works for me really well. If it resonates for you, feel free to copy it. If it doesn't resonate for you, don't worry about it. So if I have a client that says, yes, Tim, I'll pay for your fees. Yes, I'm happy to give you exclusivity for a certain amount of time, but you better deliver. Tim, we have a banking instrument. We want to monetize it. Awesome. So now that I was a qualifying question, the next big things that I need to see is the actual instrument. I'll ask questions like, has the instrument been issued? If the answer is no, great. Who's paying for the instrument to be issued, and what's your end objective? If the end objective is project financing, they can go ahead to monetize or issue an instrument. But here's what I want to say about it. I live in Toronto, Canada. I really do. And I want to say that I'm 45 minutes away to, like, a flight from Toronto to New York is 45 minutes long. It really is. And within 2 hours, I can be door to door from my house in Toronto to pretty much anywhere in New York City. But there's a second way I can go to New York. I can take a flight from Toronto to South Africa. That'll take me 17 hours. And then take a connecting flight from South Africa to New York, which will take me another 14 hours. So consider there's two ways I can go to New York. There's a quick, short way, and then there's a fast way. So going back to somebody who wants to monetize an instrument, I ask them, what's the objective? If the objective is project financing, well, there's two ways to go to New York, the fast way and then the long way. The fast way is, why don't you take the money and go into a private placement program that, if you don't have any, we can recommend a few that we know and we trust. But that's the short way of doing project financing, is take the money from that goes to that instrument, put it into a PPP program that's trusted. Or if the client is really, really stuck in going to New York the long way, the flight to New York, 17 hours to South Africa, 14 hours to come back. If they're really stuck into, no, I have to get project financing, I need to monetize a bank instrument, fair enough, we'll play that, but it's going to take you a long time. And by the way, I'm just like although I'm not an attorney, I get billed just like an attorney, so I'm going to get paid for my time. Every time you call me, I want to make sure my time is being paid for. So this eliminates me working with faulty transactions, for sure. So now the client says, okay, I have an instrument, I want to go for it. I just want you to monetize the instrument so I can get the cash out. No problem, great. I need to see the actual instrument. I really do. And when I get the instrument, let's say I'll just use a standby of credit. When they give me a standby of credit, I'm looking for the ISI number or the QSIP number so I can verify it on Bloomberg or something to make sure the instrument is real. I want to give the client a CIS or a KYC. If they're participating on behalf of their corporation, it would be a CIS. If they're participating as an individual, I'll give them a KYC, know your client form. The next thing I want to give them is a mutual NDA NCA. I think that's the most correct thing to do as a business practice, is to give people a mutual NDA NCA so that any confidential information they share with me is not leaked or something like that. If there's a broker involved, I certainly want to have the broker and the client in a mutual NDA NCA so that the broker feels safe that we're not going to be calling the client directly. And the broker must also feel safe that the client cannot call us directly. So that's why we give both parties one template, one mutual NDA NCA that all three parties sign. So that creates a feeling of safety and security, at least for the broker. The next thing I want to provide to the client, or you would want to provide to the client, is a service fee agreement. So if I monetize the instrument, what my fees are, how soon I'll do it, what the closing procedures are, like all that stuff is what I'm going to give them in a service fee agreement. So now the client has to give me the actual instrument. They have to sign the service fee agreement. They've given me a CIS or KYC and a mutual NDA NCA. Once I have that, I go to one of my, we truly work with the top 2 monetizers in the world. In some cases, if I'm competing and I need to give a much higher LTV, I'll go to a hedge fund in New York, And in some cases, very rarely, the client needs the money yesterday, and having the high LTV is not important. In that case, I go to a family office in Chicago, and I work on getting the funding literally, truly in 24 hours. So those are the things that I do. So once the clients give me the actual banking instrument, the CIS, proof of funds, and so on, I then go ahead and issue something called DOA, Deed of Agreement. Once the client signs off on it, provider signs off on it, now both parties have to execute, and that's how you complete a transaction successfully. Where this does not happen successfully is typically when the client says, well, the instrument has not been issued. Okay, well, that's a red flag. Then why are you calling me? We want to get the right verbiage. I truly work with the top providers in the world, and if I had to go to them for every verbiage, can you check this verbiage? These people are bombarding. Like they're in the world of making money, not doing inquiry calls. So the way that I fix it for me is that I have an online store. The online store has 3 or 4 standby letters of credit that have given the highest LTV. I think there's a bank guarantee in there too. That's giving the highest LTV to our clients, that clients can, or brokers can go and pay for it on online stores, so they actually have real case studies, examples of instruments that actually pay a lot of money. But that's what we do to help companies, help brokers complete a transaction financially successfully or not. But the key thing from the brokers I work with is in qualifying. That's the one thing most brokers, the joker brokers, the ones that are playing a game called the lose game, and they don't understand how to do it. But when a client calls, why are you calling me? Truly, why are you calling me? Why don't you call the next guy? Can't get exclusivity. Show me the instrument. Show me, if you don't have the instrument, show me proof of funds that you have the money to buy the instrument. These are key questions to ask the client. I'm going to give you an NDA, no problem. I'm going to give you a service fee agreement. Once the client's filled all the information, is when I then actually go and do the work. My name is Taimour Zaman. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you need further support, you can go to our website, LanaCredit.ai, and book me or any of my associates for an hour of coaching call. Happy to help you out. Answer any of your questions. Well, thank you. Frequently asked questions we get. Question number 1 we get is, well, why choose LanaCredit.ai? LanaCredit.ai is a private equity firm. When it comes to purchasing instruments, as an example, if the fresh cut SBLCs, let's say $50 million, we're able to get it at $48 million. So we're able to get a little bit cheaper. If it is monetizing instrument, often, not always, or I should say sometimes maybe, we're able to get a far higher LTV than the client can get by themselves. When it comes to getting a line of credit loan, we provide a specific service. We buy courtesy deposits from a bank, so that bank will give the client far more capital than the bank would do it without the courtesy deposits, and the client get far more capital using our programs compared to any alternative programs that they could have access to. When it comes to non-recourse loans, I consistently were able to provide far more money than brokers or other alternative offers services can offer. So I can go into every single service. We offer 3 services, and every one of them, I believe, we have an unfair competitive advantage in marketplace, and that's one of the reasons why consistently I see us getting a lot of market share from that. This I thought was a very fascinating question, and the question is, some of your competitors have bad reputations online. Why is it that you guys don't? I love that question. I don't get that every day, and there's a politically correct answer, and then there's a truthful answer. The political correct answer is the reason, as of the date of this video, the reason we don't have any bad reputation online, or the reason people are not suing us, I like to think it's because we operate in a high level of integrity. All my associates have a very high level of integrity, transparency. We have deep technical expertise. We know what we're doing. We know a lot of what's called matters of the law and so on. And I think that's the politically correct question or answer to that. But I want to talk about the truthful answer. The truth is, every large institution, and I don't care which one, whether it's you want to buy a car, you want to buy whether it's Google, Facebook, every large institution that you do business with today, if you look in their P&L, you will see that they have lawsuits as part of their business. It's just part of every organization. At some point, when you grow fast enough, you have to have people complain about you. You have to have litigations against you. If you don't have litigations, please don't hear this the wrong way, but I feel it's a lack of the CEO having a big vision. The fact is, this is just a fact. Pick any of the largest companies that you work with, you buy something from today, large Fortune 500 companies, and look in their P&L, and you will see lawsuits against that company that either they're like people are suing them for missed promises and so on. And LanaCredit, as of the shooting of this video, knock on wood, we don't have anybody litigating against us. I'm not planning on having people litigate against us. I'm not hoping people will litigate us, but I expect as part of our business growing strategy, we'll get to a point where we have to have people. It's just not normal. It's just not normal for people not to complain or be disappointed, be emotional, and do something about it. Money is, end of the day, it's a very emotional business. And a line of credit or a loan, it might be because we told the client, yes, we can get you the loan. By the time they gave us the paperwork, they were way overpriced on square meters, or something was faulty, or something was inauthentic. In an instrument, maybe they gave us an instrument with the line, where the capital from the instrument was already cleared before we got it. In a private placement program, as an example, it could be faulty proof of funds that they would have. And so people get very emotional and upset when they're about to do a transaction and it goes wrong the other way. And once again, I'm not looking forward to litigations, but I really, truly, this is the truthful answer. I find that at some point in your organization, you must have people litigate against you or say bad things about you, however they do that, like that. And I expect that to happen as part of a factors, as part of a fast-growing business. The advice I have for you, whether you want to work with us or competitors that have bad reputation, is you always want to talk to the principal. You want to get a gut check feeling. Is this person authentic? Do they operate in a high level of integrity? Like that, and that's my recommendation to anybody. The next one is we claim that we get paid for results. That's true on our website, and most of our services don't have any upfront fees. That's correct. When do you get paid an upfront fee, and when do you not? In my business, I get a lot of what I call junk leads. That's just what I get, lots of junk leads. So in order to eliminate the junk lead, I ask for people to hire us on a coaching basis, on a consulting basis for 1 hour. And the fee is, I think, $197. So whatever the fee is, I don't know. But there's a fee we charge people up front. We do that so that it's really designed to eliminate the junk leads. It's designed to kill the people that authentically don't want to work with us. It's designed for people that are shopping around to have a reason not to call us. It's really designed that way. That way, out of 75 to 300 inquiries that we get per day, or whatever we get per day, it kills most of them because they're not interested in working with us. So I would say that's an upfront fee, but my sales funnel is I want people to hire us on an hourly basis to begin with. This really makes sure that now they're on the hook, that if they want us to monetize the instrument, or if they want us to help them get a business loan or help them private placement program, this really helps eliminate the junk leads people, for sure. If I have to find a bank as a service, or I have to find an investment group as a service, or if I have to find an organization that does something for a specific service, then we do like to get paid about $37,000. That money goes into a law firm. We don't get paid for it, but upon us delivering a service of, hey, we find you the investor, or we find you the bank, or we find you the organization and do whatever it is you want us to do, then I want the law firm to release our money. So we still get paid on performance, but the reason I ask for an upfront fee for that is, once again, really the intention is to kill any junk leads out there. You know, there's in my career where I am right now, the only thing I cannot buy, like really the only thing I cannot buy is time. So I put a lot of these little things, fees in there, so that it kills the junk lead. Really, that's what I'm doing. But our real fees, just like any other private equity firm, is on performance. It's only when we deliver the loan, the LanaCredit. It's only when we monetize the banking instrument. It's only when the client successfully gets into a private placement program is when we start to see results that we've never seen before. That's where our fees truly are. I put these small little fees in the sales funnel side of it just to make sure I kill out anything that is not authentically real. And that's just how we do it in our business. Another question I get is that, are there any new vehicles for project financing? And the answer is yes. We do have a service where if you have a cryptocurrency, you have real estate, you have good credit, you have whatever it is you have some kind of an asset. I call it a non-cash producing asset. So it really could be you may have a really good credit as example, or you may have art as example. There are lots of ways to monetize it and get you cash. So typically what I like to find out from the client is how much cash are you bringing to the table. That's part one. Remember, I want to eliminate working with joker brokers. So I always ask the client or the broker, how much cash are you bringing to the table? There always has to be cash at the table for sure. And then what's the asset you're bringing in? And then how much you want to get for that asset. And then based on that, we structure a transaction. And then once again, our real money comes in at the back end when the client starts to getting paid. But I'll talk about luxury art as just an example. So let's say you own luxury art. There must be some kind of an authentic, real document that says you own that art. Let's say it's Picasso and it's worth $10 million. Awesome. What I love to do is to take the document, the third-party keyword, third-party document that shows the value of the Picasso for $10 million. I can go get a lender who will loan money against it. Let's say if there's $10 million, they'll provide $5 million. Awesome. I'd like to then leverage that $5 million in various different financial institutions, and then put that $5 million that's being leveraged to, let's say, 10, 15 million in an investment vehicle. And that investment vehicle could produce maybe $100 million. And I want to share a portion of that with the client who's got a piece of art that's sitting in their wall, collecting dust, not producing any money for them. So that's a new vehicle for financing or getting access to financing for sure. Another frequently asked questions, I guess, why are companies hiring you or your team members as consultants? I feel that we have a lot of technical expertise. A lot of what we do is very technical specific. And that skill set is not readily available in the marketplace. Your finance professor necessarily wouldn't know how to monetize a banking instrument as an example, or wouldn't know how to use different different letters of credit to perform a specific function. They may not know what mirroring of funds is all about. They wouldn't know. There's just so many technical things that we've had the access to, and we've worked on over the years with clients, that oftentimes companies will hire us for 6 months basis, 3 months basis, and they'll say, Taimour, my goal is to sell my company at a 10 times multiples. What can you do for me? Looking at their assets, we can say, well, how about we lease this amount of credit for you and get you a $100 million asset. It will do this on an accounting principle, and then we can do this. And then this will help you position your company for sale. So it's lots of value in somebody hiring me or any of our associates. I like to say they get 20%, a minimum 20% return on investment or 150% return on investment. I like to make big claims on that. But at this point, I'm not open to sharing any of that information in a public domain. All I can tell you is that if you hire a subject matter expert and have a specific end outcome, that expert can really help create an exponential growth for you, your business, and your finances. The next question is, if I had to restart my career, what would I do differently, why, and with who? Before LanaCredit AI, I used to invest in a lot in real estate. And then before that, I used to be a consultant, a marketing consultant. So let me talk about marketing consultant. So if I did a marketing project for Microsoft, SAP, IBM, Siemens, some of the big brands were my clients. Let's say I would invoice them $100,000. Now I get $100,000. I pay tax on that $100,000, and then that money goes into my savings account, and I use it for my lifestyle expenses. Awesome. So that's my world before. My world now is if I had $100,000, I would put in let's say a central bank in Cayman Islands, get a bank that I may have shares in to create a credit facility out of it. So $100,000 will create a credit facility of $1 million. I will use that $1 million in two different private placement programs that I know and I trust. One, the entry point is $500,000. The other one, the entry point is actually a lot more. But I would then put that money into that private placement program, and I would do the $500,000 one does $11 million. And so now I make $11 million in 95 banking days. So compare the Taimour goes market yourself as a consultant, get a client, and then deliver the project in, let's say, 3 months, 9 months, whatever that project is. Awesome. But what if, and then I make $100,000. Awesome. Now, if I could take that $100,000 instead of rinse and repeating my consulting job, what I would do is take that $100,000, create a credit facility on it, put it in a private placement program, and now I have a lot of money. Now I can buy a Microsoft competitor as an example, should I choose to do so. I can do so much more. A lot of people on the planet that I know are very good people that have genuine intentions in their heart, and they want to make a difference on the planet. But I believe no matter what you want to do in the world, you need money. It's just, I really believe whatever you want to do in the world, you need money. And so if you could get that money solved, you can do so many things that not having money would make it a lot more difficult. So that's what I would do if I had to restart my career. So that's it in a nutshell. Those are my frequently asked questions. My name is Taimour Zaman from LanaCredit.ai. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I look forward to the opportunity of working with you. Please feel free to start engaging us through our coaching, consulting hour, and allow us to help you on some of the things that you're looking for on monetizing instruments, lines of credit, private placement programs, areas that you may need some help in. Thank you.